Today we're going to show you everything you need to know to lift your Polaris Xpedition with the AGM Scissor Jack. I'm Brian with AGM, and this is how you lift. Where we test real vehicles in real situations and show you the best way to get the job done, because how you lift it matters. Trust me, it's happened to us more times than I care to admit. Nothing kills the fun faster than a simple trail fix turning into a whole new list of headaches, but it doesn't have to be that way. We make jacks that can actually help you with real trail repairs. So today I'm not only going to show you how to lift your Xpedition, I'm going to show you how to make it safer and easier, so even a trail repair becomes just another part of the adventure. Let's get into it. Quick tip before we get started: if your car is drivable, try to park in a place that is flat with no rocks or debris. That way, if you have to work on the car or under the car, you're not fighting all that extra stuff. Also, make sure you put it in park. And if you have anything in the car, or if you can find any rocks, sticks, branches, whatever around, chalk a tire. That way you know this thing's not going to roll while you're doing your repair. First thing we'll do is grab the jack out of the mount. And since we're here, we'll start at the back of the car. Now, the rear arms on this car are flat. You could lift here, but we prefer to lift from the side of the car. And the reason for that is scissor jacks love going straight up and down. When the ground is flat and the bottom of the car is flat, like it is along the side of the car, scissor jacks work very well. When you pick up on suspension, the suspension arms tend to be at a bit of an angle, not perpendicular, I should say parallel to the ground. So as you lift, that scissor jack starts to distort. So for that reason, although you can lift from the rear suspension, we're going to show you from the side of the body, which is where we prefer. So check it out. For the rear of the car, you'll see little screws along the rocker panel. Those are threaded directly into a frame rail that's sitting under the skid pan here. We're just going to locate the top of the jack directly under that screw so we know that we're picking up on metal and not pushing into plastic. We'll adjust the head. Okay, now we know we're on chassis and we can lift. And with that, the tire's off the ground and you can get to your repair. Here's an alternate lifting point for the rear of the car. We're just going to place the jack under the tube for the suspension mounts. Raise up, make connection with that tube so it's secure, and lift. And with the car off the ground, you can get to your repair. Here's a quick tip for you. If you're going to have the car up for an extended period of time, grab an ice chest, spare tire, toolbox, whatever you have in the car or something from the surrounding area. Slide that under the car. It's going to act as a second point of contact. Even if it's not quite touching the car, what it also does is, God forbid the car falls off the jack, now you have something to catch the car. Adds a little bit more safety, helps you get back onto the trail quicker. For the front of the car, it's very similar. Although you can lift from the control arms, we prefer not to do that for the same reason that we talked about in the back. So we'll lift from the side. Again, we'll look for that screw right here that is threaded into the chassis tube running under the car. We're going to locate the jack directly on center under that tube, and you can actually feel bolts down here that are holding the skid plate in place. That's another really good indicator. Pick the jack up, let's get that centered, and now we can lift. There it is. Tire off the ground, you can get to your repair. Okay, now that we have a flat, let's put it all together and do a tire change. Again, jack under the frame. We're going to line up under that rail that runs along the rocker panel. Okay, and lift. Now I have an impact to take off the lug nuts. If you don't and you're doing this by hand, do yourself a favor and break all of these loose before you lift. That way you don't have to have somebody stand on the brake pedal so you can get these loose. Another quick note, we want to make sure to catch all of these as we're taking them off so they don't drop into the dirt. Now, if they drop, no big deal, just knock them out, blow them out. We want to make sure none of the dirt lives or stays inside here when we put this back on, because that dirt between these threads and these threads could cause galling. Don't want to do that. Replacing studs sucks, so blow these guys out and then put them in a nice clean spot. We'll get this tire off. Oh, go get one that has a little bit more air. Almost. Okay, another point to note is we're putting this back on. We're going to start everything by hand. Do not start the lugs with your impact. There are no starter noses on these studs, and the chance of cross threading is really high. Okay, now we got all the studs on. You're going to use the impact to tighten this down. Now we're not going to go in a circle, we're going to go in a cross pattern, and the reason we want to do that, if we went in a circle, there's a chance we could tighten the wheel down to the rotor at an angle. And we wouldn't know that. All the studs or all the lug nuts would tighten up just fine. But when we go to drive and that wheel starts to rotate, what was once at an angle will start to free up. And now all those studs are going to come loose and this wheel is going to fall off over time. So let's use a star pattern. And then I like to go around one more time here just to make sure I got everything and it's nice and torqued. All right, with that, we can lower our jack. And we're ready to get back on the trail. And that is everything you need to know about lifting your Polaris Xpedition with the AGM Scissor Jack. Today's video had one goal, and that's to make trail repair safer and easier, because how you lift it matters. I'm Bryan with AGM, and this is how you lift it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.